What is actually going on between Kirk Frost and young Jock? It's official. Young Jock just sent Kirk Frost a legal notice, and things are about to get messy. Can you imagine that these two were close friends who would be seen everywhere together, supporting one another? Now that we're talking about lawyers, courtrooms, and a friendship that is rapidly going awry due to a poor decision, what in the world could make two grown men go from being friends to legal enemies? Is it just a small argument over a misunderstanding? Or is there something much more going on here, Kendra? But trust me, it's all happening right now. The question is how far we'll go. Will it destroy Jock and Kirk's friendship forever? Or is this just the beginning of something even more bizarre? Well, hold on, wait a minute. The streets have been buzzing, and it's not just about the next big hit. The name we've all been hearing lately has made some really explosive claims that could be the catalyst to start this entire feud. And now Jock is hitting Kirk with a legal bombshell that no one saw coming. Talking about something much more juicy than any #1 hit, young Jock and Kirk Frost are currently at each other's throats, and it's creating waves that even the most ardent hip-hop fans are finding difficult to follow. Let's break it down, and let's go back a little because nothing in this crazy world of hip-hop happened suddenly. These two were once close, and I mean best buddy type. They've shared stages, performed together, appeared on numerous TV shows, and created what many believe to be an unbreakable bond. You could see them moving through Atlanta like the dynamic duo bringing. It didn't take a genius to realize that these guys were basically the hip-hop equivalent of Batman and Robin everywhere they went. However, it turns out that not all superhero teams are destined to last. Enter Kendra, the woman who seems to have the power to tear everything apart. Kendra's name has been making the rounds in the media for a while now, and not in the best way. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, Kendra's name has come up in some extremely contentious discussions involving young Jock. We're talking about explosive allegations that have painted her in a less than flattering light, and let's just say that she's been stirring things up for months. But how does she relate to this mess with Kirk? You guessed it, Kendra may be the reason that Jock and Kirk's friendship has taken a turn from solid to a ticking time bomb. No, I'm not talking about small, unimportant accusations. Rather, I'm talking about claims that are enough to make anyone's jaw drop. Kendra doesn't seem to be holding back. She has reportedly been disparaging Jock. But that's not even the biggest bombshell. Oh no, the real drama begins when she begins to make some serious accusations about Kirk Frost, you know, the man who's been. What does it have to do with young Jock? Well, Jock is no stranger to drama, but he has always been loyal to his friends. The problem is that he's caught in the middle of something he might not even be able to get out of. You see, when the accusations about Kirk started to pile up, Jock initially remained silent. Kirk and Jock have been close family members for a long time, even though Jock didn't want to believe it. She has been accusing him of shady dealings, sketchy behavior, and basically doing whatever he can to stay in the game at any cost. Anything negative about his boy. But when the floodgates opened and more rumors began to circulate about Kirk's alleged backdoor dealings, Jock couldn't just sit back and ignore it. What's a guy to do when he has to choose between supporting his friend and doing what's best for young Jock? This decision wasn't simple, but it seems like Jock finally pulled the trigger and sent Kirk Frost a legal notice. Yes, you read that correctly. Young Jock took it to court, clarifying that things weren't going to end quietly. The legal notice is significant in and of itself, especially when you consider the fallout it could cause. But here's where it gets even more bizarre. This wasn't just a friendly warning. The Jock wasn't just trying to clear the air. No, the Jock was making sure Kirk knew that he was serious about this split. And let's not even talk about how Kirk responded, because that's a whole other can of worms that will only make things worse. Now, some of you may be sitting there wondering, what's the big deal? Since Kirk Frost has made a fortune in the entertainment industry from his years in the game, and young Jock is no stranger to the spotlight, when two people like this square off, it's inevitable that there will be repercussions. At the moment, that repercussion is a full-blown wave, but don't take my word for it. At how Kirk Frost is responding to this, we know that he doesn't back down from confrontation, and has made a career out of handling difficult situations. But it's different. Kirk Frost is engaged in a public battle that he may not be able to win. It's one thing to have your name smeared in the media, but it's quite another to have a. If you believe that this drama is merely a passing phase, you are mistaken. It is turning into a headline-making scandal that could redefine both Kirk Frost and young Jock's legacies. The more we learn about the specifics, the more we realize that this is not your typical feud. It is the kind of drama that could change careers. Will Kirk Frost survive a legal battle with young Jock? Will their friendship ever be repaired? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of them? When a close friend and business associate throws you under the bus, it's about as personal as it gets. Hip-hop's most illustrious collaborations. Well, my friends, this is just the beginning. But before we get into the juicy details of what's actually happening behind the scenes, let's set the scene. Kirk Frost and young Jock are currently engaged in a fight that could upend their careers, and let's not forget about Kendra, the woman at the center of the controversy whose accusations seem to have started the whole mess. But what's really happening behind the scenes? Stay with me because you won't want to miss what's coming next. We all know that young Jock and Kirk Frost had a strong bond, but the truth is that this wasn't some innocent, just business kind of relationship. No, these two were all about making big moves, building empires, and working together on everything from music to reality TV. If you think this drama is just a small argument between two friends, think again. What we're dealing with here is the kind of intricate web that could destroy careers, ruin reputations, and have people questioning everything they thought they knew about the hip-hop industry. For those who haven't caught up, let's take a moment to discuss Kendra. She is essentially the human grenade in this whole situation. She isn't just some background player. Oh no, she's the one who pulled the pin. If you've been following her recent interviews and social media rants, you'll know that Kendra hasn't been shy about sharing her thoughts on the men who have been involved in her life, especially Kirk. This world of glitz, glamour, and shady backdoor deals was bound to come crashing down eventually. Frost, but like any astute, self-protective person, Kendra knew exactly when to start leaking information. The world went crazy when she revealed the truth about Kirk Frost. According to anonymous sources that we cannot confirm or deny, are close friends because, let's face it, everyone has at least one friend who spills the beans. Kendra has been making some really audacious claims, such as shady financial transactions and backdoor business, and she claims that Kirk has been playing both sides for some time. How far should we take these claims? Well, let's say that Kendra might be right, but obviously these aren't confirmed reports, so who's to say? Since it doesn't take much to fan the flames when it comes to Kirk and Jock's falling out, according to some leaked reports from what I can only describe as the most dubious sources on the internet, Kirk Frost's financial dealings are, let's say, under investigation. This isn't some he's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar situation. No, we're talking about major business. According to anonymous insiders close to the situation, Jock had no idea about any of this. That's right, Jock was in the dark about everything, and when he found out, let's just say he wasn't too pleased. You know, some very dubious purchases and alleged hidden assets make you wonder if maybe he's been living beyond his means. It appears that Kirk has been trying to secure partnerships with high-level moguls while keeping a lot of his dealings hush-hush. Grinding with someone for years, building together, sharing the spotlight, but behind closed doors, they might be doing some shady stuff. How would you react exactly? That leads us to the legal notice that Jock sent to Kirk Frost. According to sources familiar with the situation, young Jock, who has been known for keeping his cool and minding his business, took legal action because, let's face it, every story needs a mysterious insider. When Jock felt that enough was enough, he took legal action, and it's not just a slap on the wrist kind of notice. It's serious. Kirk Frost, who is a seasoned businessman, did not take kindly to this. According to sources, he has been on a warpath ever since he received the notice. threatening to countersue and claiming that Jock's accusations are baseless and intended to ruin his career. Not to mention the pressure Kirk is under from fans and other industry insiders who are now questioning everything he has ever done. It's a PR stunt. He's demanding that he stop any potentially illegal financial activities and business dealings that could jeopardize Jock's reputation and the future of their brand. Nightmare that only gets worse every day, but as the legal drama plays out, the public's response has been completely different. From Twitter tirades to Instagram stories, fans have taken sides, and Kirk Frost's supporters have come out strong to defend him against these unfounded accusations, saying that Kendra's accusations are a desperate attempt to gain attention and that she is just envious of the friendship that has existed between him and Jock. Meanwhile, Jock supporters say that this is long overdue and applaud him for standing up for what's right. Not only that, but industry insiders who have witnessed it all said that this whole scandal is only the beginning. They said that Kirk Frost's alleged shady dealings may be much deeper than anyone realizes because they have seen the patterns before: risky investments, dubious financial dealings, and the kind of greed that makes you wonder if maybe Kirk got too comfortable for his own good. If this turns out to be true, it could be the biggest scandal in the hip-hop world. Let's talk about the fallout because people never like this. Don't think for a moment that this drama will remain limited to the rap game. Mainstream media is all over it. Soon, everyone will be weighing in on Kirk and Jock. They won't be talking about the newest song or album release. Instead, they'll be talking about Kirk and Jock. If the allegations are true, and I'm not saying they are, we're talking about serious legal battles, possible jail time, and possibly the loss of both Kirk's and Jock's entire careers. Actually win this legal battle, or will Kirk Frost somehow manage to weasel his way out of it as he has done before? The tension is palpable. This isn't just a fight between friends. This is a war, and nobody knows how it will end at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the accusations and legal notices were the climax, hold on tight because the fallout from the scandal is about to hit harder than a bombshell in a tabloid. What comes next isn't just a simple apology or a couple of I'm sorry posts. We're going to delve deeply into the legal ramifications because if you thought this would just blow over with some back and forth Instagram posts, think again. Young Jock's cease and desist letter wasn't just a piece of paper. It was a warning shot across the bow, and according to our anonymous sources, who may or may not have been sipping tea in the VIP section, it's now turning into something much bigger. On social media, this is the kind of drama that alters careers, destroys reputations, and shakes the very foundation of everything Kirk Frost and Young Jock have built. The real kicker is the public relations nightmare that awaits them both. You can already hear the whispers of industry insiders, those silent figures who have been watching this entire thing unfold from the sidelines, and guess what they're saying? Kirk Frost is considering countersuing for defamation, claiming that the accusations made by Kendra are false and damaging to his reputation. However, the problem is that Jock's legal team isn't backing down, and they're reportedly gathering evidence for a full-blown investigation. Jeopardy when you're dealing with these kinds of accusations, it's not just about the legal ramifications. It's about credibility, and at this point, Kirk doesn't have much of it left. He might be able to survive this legal mess, but surviving the public backlash is a different animal. But let's be honest for a moment. This whole situation isn't just about Kirk Frost's reputation. Young Jock's name is also on the line. Think about it. He's been associated with Kirk Frost for years, and even though he's trying to distance himself from the controversy, the damage is already done. Fans are already talking, with some speculating that Jock might be exposing the truth, while others assert, what does this mean for their business endeavors? Well, that's the next part of this disaster. When you're talking about men like Kirk Frost and Young Jock, you're not just talking about rap careers, you're talking about business empires, and with the drama surrounding their relationship, that empire is on shaky ground. They both have side hustles, endorsements, and partnerships, and all of those are now up for grabs. Let's face it, when you're dealing with such a public spat, There's no way to win cleanly. Start to distance themselves from the two out of concern that the bad publicity might damage their reputation. In fact, it's been reported that Jock's major sponsors have already begun to reconsider their alliances. I mean, can you blame them when you're under so much pressure? The real kicker is that industry experts are now forecasting a significant change in how these kinds of business partnerships function. This scandal has exposed a serious weakness in the way these celebrities conduct their business, and it will have a knock-on effect across the industry. What transpired between Kirk Frost and young Jock could serve as a warning to others in the game, compelling them to. What do we take away from all of this? It's simple. Everything is in jeopardy, from Kirk Frost's empire to Jock's credibility and even Kendra's public persona. As we watch this drama unfold, keep in mind that there is much more at stake than just some accusations and a legal notice. Careers, friendships, and entire businesses could collapse in the wake of this scandal. The old way of doing things might not work anymore. If you're as shocked as I am, leave a comment below with who you believe is at fault in this situation. Is Kendra the hero, or is she just stirring things up like in this video? If you're eager to see what happens next, don't forget to subscribe for more breaking updates. Will Kendra turn this into a career-defining moment, or will they all find themselves at the bottom of the barrel trying to pick up the pieces of what was once a golden partnership? This story is far from finished, and we'll be here to break down every twist and turn for you. This is just the beginning, people. The scandal that is upending the music industry's foundation is far from over. The legal battles, public outcry, shocking revelations, and the drama between Kirk Frost, young Jock, and Kendra are all happening right in front of our eyes, and I assure you that you won't want to miss what's about to happen. So who do you think is right in this situation? Is Kendra merely exposing the truth, or is she playing the game for her game? Does young Jock have a valid reason for sending that legal notice, or is he just trying to save face? Can Kirk Frost recover from this mess? His career is officially over. Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. This drama is far from over, and your opinion might be the one that starts the next viral discussion. If you're still in shock over what we've discovered today, hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all the shocking revelations that are coming your way. We've got more breaking news, in-depth analysis, and the latest drama, and I promise you won't want to miss a moment. Until the next time, keep it locked. Stay tuned and be honest.